race for Junior Rotax, and we stay with the junior classes as we move to Junior Primo, which has been an incredibly tight class throughout this race weekend, Joe, shown by the fact that our two drivers on the front row have scored exactly the same amount of qualification points.
And Hayagriva Gokulnath takes pole position because of a faster lap time, both on equal points. So the faster lap time of a 47.31 over Tyler Davis 47.54 puts him on the other side of the grid on the front row. So it's Gokulnath and Tyler Davis. Second row is George Cole and Thomas Harper. Third row is Laurie McVeigh and Ronnie Legg. Seventh is Joseph Mills. Keep an eye on Joseph. Remember, he had a non-finish. He's been running really strongly. I can see him rising and potentially challenging for a podium position here. Alongside him is Zach Kane. Behind them on row 5, Thomas Butcher and Lewis Gilbert. And then on row 6, Trevelyan Sansom and Alfie Forrester. George Ralston and Elijah Hartley are on row 7. And then rounding off 15 carts is Jensen Cook. So I think this is going to be a topper. I mean, we saw that junior. These are exactly the same carts as what we've just seen. The only difference is the age of the drivers. This is for 12 to 14-year-olds. It gives them an opportunity in the Kart Championship to race with kids their own age. You don't have to race with the 15 and 16-year-olds. You can race with 12 to 14-year-olds. So it gives them a little bit of a more of a grounding, transitioning from the cadet classes into the junior classes where the karts are faster, wider, grippier, and it gives you a chance to, and I think it's worked tremendously this year. It was my first introduction to Junior Primo, and I thought, what a great idea. What a great idea, and I'm surprised other championships haven't followed suit.
Yeah, certainly. It's that variant, isn't it? You can either run it as a big class and then effectively have an A and a B final with drivers progressing out of B finals into A finals, or you can give your drivers an opportunity to certainly lead some races, which is always quite good. It gives them that experience of running at the front with drivers around them and battling for top honours in this Junior Primo class. And we've already proved that it's very, very tight with the top two on the same number of qualification points, and that they're split by their qualifying time from yesterday. That's the fastest time that we've taken. That's what's split. Hayagriva Gokulnath and Tyler Davis is their qualifying time from yesterday morning. Gokulnath was on pole yesterday morning. Davis was on row number 3. They go off the front row together.
Great for us, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant.
It's great for us. A little bit of a story. If you picked up on the, if you did watch the paddock show in the lunch break, that kart there, the number 18, that's number 18, which is Joseph Mills. Now Joseph's running with Ivor Powell's team, the True Performance Motorsport. But there was a bit of a story there, wasn't it, that you had a chat to him about, and that's again motorsport being the character building thing it is. He's certainly had a character building weekend.
He has for Joseph Mills as the field make their way out onto circuit. Mills, who will go off the inside of the 4th row in 7th place, and the number 90 machine had what I would call catastrophic damage to his chassis. He cracked the yoke off, which meant that that kart is effectively a write-off. It will become his dad's chassis for practice day, but a completely new frame under Joseph Mills for this race weekend. He did very, very well with it in heat number 1. Heat 2 yesterday didn't quite go to plan. Where
he won heat 1, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He won it. He did well, all right.
You can't do any better than that. But heat 2 was completely different, the other end of the spectrum. A retirement before he even got going, really, for Joseph Mills. Put him in the mid-pack for the superheat. And he starts again in the mid-pack. Let's see whether he can break through early from 7th place.
I love stories like that where you face adversity, but you get on with it, and you then have a cracking day's racing. Here we go then. Now then, can these Junior Primo drivers at the front just keep the pace down a bit? I'm not sure the starter's going to like it.
No, he does not.
No, I'm not surprised. They were almost flat out at the apex of Pitts Bend there. I am not surprised. That is a pet hate of the starters in the Kart Championship, I've come to know. It's clear to see.
Yeah, what you don't want as well is the drivers carrying too much speed when they're going in nose to tail into that fast Oblivion and Crook complex. As you were saying that Joseph Mill story, I was thinking the only person that's probably not happy with a story like that would be Joseph Mill's dad, because he's had to buy a new frame.
Well, I said to him this morning, hey, he's a novice, you know. I think it's only his third or fourth race. He's come out of indoor karting, and I said, hey, he really impressed me with his composure with that win. He was under massive pressure in that first heat, and he says, yeah, I'm really happy. I says, unfortunately for you, this kid's pretty good. And he looked at me as if to say, yes, I know. Because motor racing, even at this level, is relatively expensive, as we all know. Is there such a thing as cheap motorsport? I'm not sure. Here we go again then. It is rather quick. Are we going to see a green flag fly? We are indeed, and we are running through Oblivion and into Crook Corner for the first time. Off they go. Let's see who it is.
Well, it's Gogolnath who's leading. It looks like then we've got George Cole up into second place as Thomas Harper was looking at getting past Tyler Davis, but then has to slot back in. And Laurie McVeigh, who had a very, very good super heat, is already up into fourth place. One to watch here for McVeigh. Started the weekend last, having not set a time in qualifying. Could it be another Zane Kuwaker story?
I think it is, you know. He's with Project One. That's why he's got the red, white and green livery. And they're all together, as you would expect, into the boot for the first time. We always expect a gaggle of karts to bunch up together as they hit the curb and then come out of pit bend. We'll get a check up on just who is where as they cross the line for one lap. Gogolnath leads. George Cole, Tyler Davis, McVeigh, Thomas Harper, Ronnie Legg, Zach Quinn, Lewis Gilbert, Joseph Mills ninth, and then rounding off the top 10 is Trevelyan Sansom. Changes at the front though as George Cole around the outside, top shelf driving there, and indeed using the top shelf at Christmas Corner.
All the way round the outside of Hayagriva Gogolnath for George Cole, and Cole will lead on only lap number 2 from Gogolnath. Then it's going to be Tyler Davis, Laurie McVeigh and Thomas Harper. A gap back then to Ronnie Legg, but the top 5 with a bit of a breakaway here. We were expecting a bit of inroads potentially from Zach Kane in Joseph Mills as well, who've been in that sort of mid-pack at least throughout this race weekend. And McVeigh draws alongside Tyler Davis, and that could allow Thomas Harper to put a move. And Harper is indeed through.
Brilliant.
Super move. Took advantage, didn't he?
Sorry, David. All caused by Tyler Davis bashing his way over the curb, and McVeigh comes back at Harper. But that was what cost him that one. Bashing over the curb, lost a massive amount of time. The leader there, George Cole, has now got Tyler Davis still in that third place, but in front of him is Hayagriva Gogolnath, who's trying to get back on terms. Gogolnath on the green pods. The purple and yellow kart of George Cole is the leader, but behind them, that was quite dramatic stuff.
It was. Laurie McVeigh sort of had to go past Tyler Davis because Davis had gone slow by clocking the curbs, and then put him on the outside, which then allowed Harper to put the 15 kart on the inside of him. He briefly got through, and then Laurie McVeigh returned the favour on that run up to Christmas. Now they're going to have to work together to close back in on Tyler Davis. Davis, though, looks like he's found a bit of a second wind. Now he's broken away from McVeigh and Harper.
It's all about the tyres, David. It's where they pressured the start. Now they're concerned that the length of 12 minutes, you could end up, if you go wrong on the pressure, you could end up with your tyres coming on immediately, but then going off towards the end. Or do you pressure them where they just take the time to come in and they're with you at the end and strong at the end? You don't want to overheat the surface of the tyre, then it starts to grain, and then it's like you're running on marbles. So it's all about that, and this is where, going into lap 4, the tyres should be up to temperature, and we've got a more balanced and stable handling kart for everybody.
It's a long race. We had 17 laps in Junior Rotax. We're expecting similar in Junior Primo, so it's a lot longer. We've got to manage these tyres for the rest of this race. And you mentioned McVeigh had the early pace, but now it appears to be Tyler Davis who's got that pace because he's closed back in on Cole and Gogolnath at the front, and Davis is right on the back of the 82. I'm not convinced knows that he's been drawn up on the back of here by Tyler Davis. He's going to know as they go through the boot, because as they come through, there's going to be a little bit of tapping to the rear. I think Davis not quite close enough to give Gogolnath a gentle wake up that he's there, but then the look over the shoulder confirms. Tyler Davis is in the mix.
You can actually hear a cart behind you. You can hear the change in tone. You've got the cart in front, which you can hear. And he did look for it, didn't he? Gogglnath, just seeing what the air felt like just out of the slipstream. He had a look. He thought about it, but there's not enough real hard braking into Christmas Corner. Carry a lot of momentum through there, so he's got to settle in behind. And this is great, isn't it? Because George Cole controlling the pace there, maybe a little bit of tyre management, but what this is enabling everybody else to do is stay in touch. And we've got this massive train of 6, 7 carts that are about to concertina together.
In particular, that's Laurie McVeigh in 4th place. The timing in the top right-hand corner is updating laps, but not positions. But it is Laurie McVeigh in 4th and Thomas Harper in 5th. So we're not getting the switch around in terms of the timing, but that's certainly the order. It's Cole, Gogglnath, Davis, then McVeigh, Harper and Legg. We can see that here in the commentary box for the timing that we've got. And the pace now, Laurie McVeigh is closing back in. I don't think it's more of I think Cole potentially went early on pressures. Now he's backing the rest of the field into Laurie McVeigh. I don't think it's going to be too long before Thomas Harper's back there as well. And Ronnie Legg's not too far back.
I think George Cole is just kind of managing the tyre. Still a long way to go. We are about 30 seconds away from half distance. He's managing the tyre, but he's not allowing himself to come back towards Gogglnath, where perhaps Gogglnath can have a try. I mean, they're running fast. Don't get me wrong. They're running, nigh on flat out towards the end, the edge of the adhesion of the carts into the braking area. But it's not just. It's just that little bit of extra push that you can give it when you need to, because these 4 coming together now as a Tyler Davis down the inside of Ashby's, is it? Side by side. Oh, and he forces him out there. I say force, he used all of the road, and Gogglnath had to make compromises and move out of the way to allow Davis the room, or else they both would have clattered into one another.
Yeah, Laurie McVeigh trying to take advantage as well. Ended up on the outside of Hayagriga Gogglnath and slotted back into 4th place where he was. In the background, there's more to come, I feel, from Thomas Harper, who is rejoining the fray here as these drivers continue to battle. Tyler Davis now, who has shown all weekend that he's got the pace, and certainly no patience, is behind them swapping lines. Here's Laurie McVeigh and Hayagriga Gogglnath for the final step on the podium, and that is going to throw a lifeline, I think, to the 15 of Harper, with McVeigh down the inside into Ashby. Forces Gogglnath wide, and indeed that lifeline for Harper has been reeled in. He's back in the mix with a chance of a podium.
Gogglnath's grip has just gone. It is absolutely gone. Harper's now on his bumper there in the purple and white cart. It's the green and white cart of Gogglnath, who has lost that position to Tyler Davis. He's done exactly the same with Laurie McVeigh, and he's about to lose this position to Thomas Harper. For some reason, he's at no grip whatsoever coming out of Christmas Corner, and by the time they get to Ashby's, he's lacking in pace. Here they come up the hill towards Christmas, and if anything, it looks like that pace switched back on, because he's coming back towards Laurie McVeigh.
Now he's got somebody to follow. He seems to have found a new 10th. McVeigh with the fastest lap on the previous lap, now that he's got a little bit of clean air in front of him. At the front, though, what we can see here, Tyler Davis also had a bit of clean air in front of him, and he's used that to gain 2/10 on George Cole. We've got a real scrap for the lead now. George Cole, who held off Hayagriga Gogglnath, is now going to have to try it with a completely different entity in Tyler Davis.
So George Cole, he's down here as a Project 1 driver. He's carrying a purple and yellow livery on his cart. Tyler Davis behind him, he's a privateer, and if anything, Davis seems to have the pace going into the final 4 minutes of this final here. Junior Primo it is, down towards Ashby's. Davis, any moment now, is going to just jink to the right or left and make a move on our leader, George Cole. George Cole responds a little bit, becomes aware just how quick Tyler Davis is, I think, and that just a little bit of a love tap there on the back bumper of George Cole's cart. Into the boot then.
Radiator flap adjustment for Davis. It's still down for George Cole. He doesn't feel the need to get any more air into that radiator. Davis at his local circuit. He's only from down the road at Milton Keynes, and he wants to take that winning trophy back home with him. He's right in the wheel tracks now with George Davis, who will defend and of George Cole, and Davis is going to try and go round the outside. He's going to try and get a switch back. He's going to get squeezed. Indeed he does.
That's dangerous doing that, isn't it, around the outside of that little left-hand jink, and Cole hangs on to the lead because he had the optimum line there towards Inkerman's and down towards Ashby. They're already at Parker, through Parker, and now at Chapman's, heading towards the boot. Tyler Davis, he just looks so determined to make that move. Davis in the bright yellow side pod kart, George Cole in the purple kart. If anything, these two squabbling is allowing Laurie McVeigh and I agree with Cocklenath back into the mix.
Oh, it is. The 4 tenths quicker on the previous lap was Laurie McVeigh in third place, and he's bringing Gogglenath with him as the leaders fan out on that way, and Davis is going to try it again all the way around the outside. It didn't work last time, it didn't work this time either, and Laurie McVeigh is right back in this one.
He's in a Project 1 sandwich, is Tyler Davis, isn't he? It's Project 1 in the lead, Project 1 in third. The two teammates are not really going to be bothered at all about where each other finish. They each and every one of these three drivers wants to finish on that top step. At the moment, the top step belongs to George Cole. Across the chicane curbing, Tyler Davis, he can hear coming up behind him Laurie McVeigh, and he just needs to get away and ahead of Tyler Davis, but Tyler Davis needs to do likewise to George Cole as they head towards Christmas. Cole defends, he slots back in, and there he again that move just can't come off because Cole's got the optimum line.
Yeah, it's not working out there, is it? But now he's going to defend here, and we know that can compromise your exit. And it does compromise your exit. Tyler Davis with a fantastic move, had it scouted from the first moment that George Cole defended the inside line there. Tyler Davis knew exactly what he was going to do, and Tyler Davis leads with a minute to go.
Down the inside, Cole went. He's hanging on to this second place, though, because Laurie McVeigh is about to take that second step away from him if he's not careful. Here he goes then into oblivion and through Crook. Tyler Davis already pulled 4 tenths. The inside the final minute then. I think they're right on the cusp of another 2 laps, and there down the inside has gone McVeigh. Slots Cole out to the outside, and Gogglenath goes through for third. So from the first step of the podium, George Cole has ended up off the podium at the moment. He needs to find some pace to come back at these three drivers. Hargreaves Gogglenath is the first on the list to get onto that third step of the podium, but I'm not sure if he's got the pace to do it.
Laurie McVeigh imploring Gogglenath to try and push him along. He feels he can still catch Tyler Davis at the front, and I think he's going to get an extra lap to do it. Tyler Davis crosses the line with less than a few seconds to go, and 2 more laps to go for Laurie McVeigh to try and close in that 1 second gap. He needs Gogglenath to comply, and at the moment the 82 is doing so.
2 more laps then, they're on the penultimate lap, and these three coming back. Thomas Harper's not out of the equation as well, and all Thomas Harper's thinking is if these three trip over each other, I'm on the podium. The purple and white cart there, the 4th cart in that train. The red and white cart is in second place there, that's Laurie McVeigh. The green and white cart of Hargreaves Cocklenath is in that 3rd place spot. George Cole, our early leader, is in 4th. It's all to play for now as the last lap board comes out. Tyler Davis says thank you very much. 1 more lap of Whilton Mill to go, and then it will be the 1st place trophy that he will see.
Davis with a gap of nearly a second at the front looks to have this one sewn up. Just got to keep his head down and stay out of trouble. Behind though, McVeigh and Gogglenath battling over positions 2 and 3, the final steps on the podium. They've got to be mindful that George Cole is still there, having led this race earlier on. Thomas Harper, the dark horse in 5th place at the moment, is still in with a shout if these guys trip each other up on that run up into the boot.
Here we go then for the final time. Our leader Tyler Davis is broken free from that red and white cart of Laurie McVeigh. Let's pick up Davis on the yellow cart at the front of this field. There he goes, and takes the checkered flag and takes a very fine win. It was a win that he had to come through the field to get, and a great drive from him. He's got his fan club just outside of our office here, as Laurie McVeigh takes that was a great drive from McVeigh as well for second place.